What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. What do you think about the Saints yesterday?
Defensively, as advertised, I thought they did a really nice job against one of the better players in the NFL, in Derrick Henry, only holding him to 63 yards. I thought that was a really nice job of them gang tackling Demario Davis a couple of times. Really got some good shots on Derrick Henry. So the defense really did a nice job. I heard y'all talking about Brian Brzee there for a little bit when I first walked in. He certainly flashed.
Yeah.
The new defensive line flashed. And so I thought there was a lot to like there. And if Demario Davis can play at that level for the entire year, I mean, the Saints are going to be a tough out because, I mean, he looked like he hit the fountain of youth. Not that he, fell off last year, but you're getting older. You're playing a very physical position, and you wonder, can you keep up? It's a little bit like running back, but I didn't see any slowing down from Demario Davis, so I was highly impressed by that. I thought Pete Warner had a really nice game. Granderson getting after the quarterback, that's great to see because – what are you asking for time and time again? Who can be the guy opposite of Cam Jordan that can go out there and help this defense, that can take double teams away from Cam Jordan? And for Granderson to get a sack and a half, I thought that was nice. Tackle for a loss there. So I think he hit the quarterback 3 or 4 times. I think he had 3 or 4 quarterback hits. I mean, so he was in the backfield all day long. I thought that all of that was
great.
All that was great. So
that was the saving grace behind that made up for Penning's struggles. Was their left tackle was also awful, right? So it was kind of just bad on bad there. Both teams dealing with the same thing, and the Saints did a better job of mitigating it.
Yeah, I thought.
What do you think about Penning as an NFL player? Use your perspective on what it's like to be young, and he's kind of like his rookie year.
Yeah. It felt like he was trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
So. Most times when you're a rookie, you're trying to be so technically sound and you're trying to make sure you don't have any MAs, missed assignments, and you look like a robot. And I felt like he looked like a robot. I felt like he was trying to do something that was him watching somebody else, and he's trying to imitate that. He just did not look natural out there.
Yeah.
And it's a concern for sure. I mean, that's a good Titans defensive line, but this is who you're rolling with. This is your guy. This is a first-round pick. You're not going to just go sub somebody else in. The only thing you could do is move Hurst back to tackle, but then you lose something on the interior. So it just looked like a player that was very robotic, didn't have any adjustments to any rush moves. So some part of you's okay, well, if you just relax and maybe next game, but some of you's man, if you do that all season long, you're about to play some rushers that will do the same thing that happened to you the other day. And so it's a worry. I mean, it's very worrisome. And because I think outside of that, when you look at Derek Carr and what he did, I thought when he was comfortable, he was the quarterback you signed him to be.
Yeah, it looked really good.
But when you're under that much pressure, it's just, that could be very difficult for any quarterback.
Well, and even Carr, talking about the pick before half, said that he was just a little too pumped up.
Yeah.
This game, he was trying to prove the world wrong, and he said something along the lines of stupid or dumb. Just flat out, that was really stupid or really dumb, and he wished he had it back. How we opened the show was kind of celebrating the fact that, yes, the offense was bad the majority of the game, or we actually, red zone mainly, right? They would actually do a pretty good job moving the ball, and then once you got closer, they just it got awful. But when it mattered most, they made the winning plays. And that's the difference between last year and this year. And I would rather take an offense that will do that and then let's work on fixing our middle of the game red zone problems than an offense that can't get it done. The Saints didn't have it felt like a 4-yard rush all day long, and then they rip off an 11-yarder when they got to have it on 3rd and 4 to close the game.
Yeah, the rushing attack, it was not there. It wasn't. And the Titans, they're really bad against the pass a year ago. They were really good against the run. That's what they were. And we talked about their defensive line, and Jeffrey Simmons is a monster in the middle of that defense, but you never could get the rushing attack going. I mean, Jamal Williams, 2.5 yards per carry, but as a team, you were 2.6 yards per carry. So, it didn't really matter who you were giving the ball to, and you don't have a lot of options.
No.
I mean, you got AK out, Miller's hurt, and so you don't have a lot of options. And so it was always going to be Jamal Williams. And so.
And it wasn't a Williams problem.
No.
I don't know. I'd rely on you more, but to my
That's actually
eyes. It was more about the O-line.
That's a film that should be posted today. I would love to go back and look, and we can kind of grade the film on tomorrow's show. But think about, like, okay, so for the Saints, what you're talking about, you couldn't protect the quarterback and you couldn't run the football, and you still went out there and threw for 305 yards and won a football game.
That's a good point.
So your point of not being able to do that a year ago, we saw that probably 4 times where you had game-winning moments that you didn't make, and that's the difference between making the postseason and then staying at home. So that is good. Is there things to clean up? Absolutely. But you were at home. You found a way when you couldn't run the football because you have one back. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Tony Jones Jr. or anybody else in that backfield. You have one running back right now in Jamal Williams. Okay, you couldn't run the football, and your left tackle struggled against Arden Key. You still found a way to win the football game because I think the quarterback and receiver connection was exactly where you want it to be. Like, you look at Olave, 8 catches, Rashid Shaheed, 5 catches, Michael Thomas, 5 catches, Juwan Johnson, 3 catches. I mean, you spread the ball to your playmakers. You couldn't do that a year ago.
Yeah, and again, the 3rd and 5 deep shot. Love that. Love that. Big balls, winning football, end the game.
Ooh, I got a little hairy.
The opportunity
I was like, is his foot down?
That catch was way sketchier than it appeared to be live.
Because live, it's like, oh my gosh, he almost tiptoed and scored a touch. No. That was, whew.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.